Okay, we are live. Am I cutting off or anything like that? It shouldn't be, right?
No, you're good, man.
Okay. I'm going to tweet this out and then we can get started. What is going on?
How'd yesterday's stream go?
Okay, I just tweeted. I'm going to put that in the main chat. Okay. I'm going to give it like 21 more seconds before I just start talking.
Am I coming in clear still? I had a little choppiness earlier.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Yep.
Yeah,
All
you're
right,
coming
cool.
in perfect.
All right. Did one of you guys say Cardinals was going to be one of your plays?
I like them, yeah. So are you on them?
That's the one game I picked that I wrote about. So
Yeah, you can take that. I'll do the Rangers money line.
all right, cool.
Brubaker's got like a .448 extra weighted on base or whatever average against the Cardinals. So I think the Cardinals get it right today. That's the reason why. And they're fucking struggling so bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should just get started. What's up, guys? It's Azim Rakes. I'm here today with Action Jackson and Dots. We're going to be doing the same thing we do every day, and we're going to be breaking down the MLB slate for y'all, discussing some plays and giving out some free plays along with it. We got a nice one in store today. Yesterday, we went 3-1-1. Shout out to Source Podcast. He couldn't make it today, but he's hit four in a row now since the start of the show, gone 4-0, hitting 3 dogs. So shout out to him and to the rest of the team yesterday with Bernsey Betts and myself. Today we're going to see if we could try to beat that. So 3-1-1's minimally, and let's see what we can do. So Action Jackson, I'm going to start off with you. What's your play here?
I got one play going right now. It's a 2-unit on the St. Louis Cardinals, 147.
Okay, you are cutting out a little bit.
Sorry. St. Louis Cardinals minus 147 is what I'm rolling with for today. Basically, it's two teams playing some shitty baseball right now.
Right.
But I feel like this is the time of year the Cardinals always start to kind of go under the radar, put it on, get it together, and usually by the end of the year, there they are fighting for the division title. But basically, when I break this game down and look at it, even though the Cardinals are struggling, they're still above 500 at home, whereas the Pirates are pretty brutal on the road at 12-25 on the year. You look at the pitchers starting today, JT Brubaker and Adam Wainwright. Statistics are pretty much the same on the year. Also very similar in the last 3 starts. But the big difference that I saw was Brubaker on the road versus Wainwright at home. Wainwright's been pretty damn good at home this year. 2.66 ERA, 3-1, whereas Brubaker 4.74 ERA, 1-3 on the road. I think that's kind of a big difference right there. And then looking at the starting lineups today, even though it's a small sample size, the batters in the lineup for St. Louis today, they're all plus 300 hitters against him, with the exception of Goldschmidt, which, obviously the biggest bat in the lineup, not hitting plus 300 against him, but everybody else been raking against him this year. But like I said, small sample size. And then you look at the Pirates starting lineup against Wainwright, bigger sample size, so these numbers are a little bit more realistic. The only guy that's ever done any damage against him is Colin Moran. Right. And he's just above plus 300 hitter against Wainwright. But this is more of a gut feel. Looking at these home and away splits and batter versus pitcher splits,
right.
Gut feel. Yeah, gut feel that the Cardinals really need to get their act together, and I feel like this is a day they break out. They've kind of got their clubhouse leader with Wainwright on the bump and Yachty behind the plate. It's time to get this clubhouse together and get these guys rolling again. Prior to this weekend. What's that?
Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, prior to this weekend, Cardinals had won 9 straight in a row over the Pirates. Obviously, now they've lost back-to-back. To me, I just feel like this is a stopper game right here where Wainwright's going to come out and kind of just carry this team on his back.
Two things I like about this situation is, like you mentioned, they lost back-to-back. And normally whenever that happens, the markets and everything of that sort kind of usually oversell it, and they just kind of get on these onto the team who's won 2 of those back-to-back games, and they'll ruin all value there. However, as we're seeing with the Pirates, that's not the case. They're at plus 140, which is what they started the series with, and that's looking to climb up more. I think that's just a clear indication of, in reality, this should be a plus 180 team, plus 175 even, and that there has been a buyback. That's why it's at plus 140. But in reality, This is a plus 175 team. And, I'm looking at some of the signals coming in, and Vegas and action seems to be agreeing with you. So I do like the Cardinals as well. Obviously, official play for me, it is from you, but I do lean that. And as Dot was saying earlier, I believe before you even went on, that he liked the Cardinals as well.
Yeah, the Cardinals are definitely going to be it's going to be a VIP play for me. I like them a lot today. Watching this team day in and day out, they have struggled mightily in the last, I would say, several weeks ever since Flaherty's injury. For whatever reason, it's affected the offense more than it has the pitching staff. The rotation-wise, their bullpen is just a nightmare. But Waino has kind of taken the reins since Flaherty's gone down. He's 2-1 with a 2.67 ERA in the month of June with a opponent average of 189. So he has taken that lead role, even though he's old as dirt compared to most of the other pitchers on their team. But yeah, he has been the wily old veteran who's kind of kept this team together. And Brubaker's got incredibly terrible stats against this lineup for the Cardinals, and hopefully Jeff Albert, the hitting coach for the Cardinals, can get him right today.
So that's a play for you too, right?
Yeah, it'll be a VIP play, but yeah, I back that play for sure.
Okay. Just a heads up, I was able to hear what you were saying, but your video was freezing up a little bit. Not sure what was going on with there. But yeah, so I'm going to jump into my game. The first one is going to be the Astros minus 1.5. Again, yesterday I wanted to play it, but it got this is going to be my bad. This is going to be This is going to be game 2. Astros minus 1.5 game 2. There might be something that I play very similar on game 1, but I'd have to recheck that. But game 2 for sure, there's a minus 1.5 play for me. Again, the same thing that I've been saying for the last 2 days. Astros have been hitting hot, and yesterday we had the Astros as well. I gave that out on the show. However, unfortunately, we were unable to see that happen. It got postponed, so all of it said and done, I only had one play yesterday. But again, same kind of breakdown. They've been hitting hot. They've been, I think they've done a little bit of. I think this little run that they've been on playing against not the best teams. I think that's exactly what they needed to just kind of regain a little bit of their confidence and really kind of start hitting off. And as we can see, in the last 5 games, they've put 10, 3, 13, and 12 runs by themselves. And only one of those, or well, technically those situations, did they score single-digit runs, and that was still 8 runs. That's still a phenomenal game. I don't see the Astros slowing down any bit, in my opinion. The question is, can the Tigers keep up? And I don't think the Tigers in turn can put up, 8, 9, 10 runs. I just don't think that. So I like the -1.5 quite a bit. I also like the money line, but that's a different story. Maybe parlay the money line, but -1.5 is a play that I really like for the Astros in game two. Um, so that's my first play. What do you think, or what's your first play?
My first play is going to be the Mets team total. I'm going to go. I know they don't hit very well with DeGrom on the mound. I think that the over/under is like 6.5 or 7. Last time I checked, I like that it's over 3.5. It's at -132. I'll put a unit on it. This team is getting slowly but surely healthy with their lineup. And I definitely think they can come around today on Eflin, who allows lefties to hit close to 350 weighted on base average as well. So that takes into consideration a bunch of factors against these lefties like Lindor and Smith and Conforto. So I'm hoping those guys can definitely pull through today. And then you also got Alonso, McNeil, and McCann as well. So definitely a get right spot for this offense for the Mets as they get a little bit more healthy. And I like them against Eflin today.
Right. Okay. And Action Jackson, you said you didn't have a second player, did you?
No, I don't have a second play. There's a couple of things that I'm looking at, but nothing I've finalized yet. I could give those out, no problem. The Angels, will be one of them that I'll be looking at later, but I haven't really broken that game down or made it any official play at the moment.
Yeah, if you're tuning in, like Action said, he's going to be looking into it later. And Saturdays and Sundays are one of those weird situations where we have games spread out so evenly throughout the day that it's kind of hard to cap all of them for one, and then to cap all of them in the morning becomes a little difficult. That's why even my games are going to come up from the beginning of the slate. So just go ahead and give all Action Jackson a follow, .bet a follow, and myself a follow if you don't already. And we'll be able to help you out on Twitter, provide free plays, and answer any questions that you may have. So if you're watching this late and you want to ask something about a certain game, I promise you all three of us are welcome your DMs. But yeah, like I said, follow on Twitter, and we'll try to get you more plays throughout the day. My second play is going to go back to the Cardinals and the Pirates. So we've already discussed that, and the way we discussed it made it seem like it was going to hit over, but I'm going to take the under, and this is just simply because I do not expect the Pirates to do too hot here. They've hit 2 overs in a row. They've gone 10 runs and 9 runs, and in both of those games were 9. The total was 9. So they really pushed one and went over on one, and now the total's 8. So there was not necessarily any indication as to why this would go under in games. Yet Vegas is making this go on. I played a similar game yesterday for the same reasons, and we lost. We lost that one, but in this situation, I like it a little bit more, just simply because, again, as Action Jackson mentioned and as .bets mentioned, I think the comeback spot for the Cardinals. As I mentioned, I think the Pirates should be +175. I think the Cardinals are going to pretty much dominate this game, but not just on the bat, just with hot bats. I think they're going to be out there, and they're going to be getting their outs pretty easily. They're going to be playing a really good game all around, and I think there's just going to be a lot of Ks. I guess you could even potentially play pitcher props in that situation, but I just like the under because I don't see the Pirates scoring, and I don't see the Cardinals scoring more than 5. So so the second play that I have is Cardinals Pirates under 8. Do you have anything to say about that, Jackson? Because I know you broke down the Cardinals Pirates game a ton.
Yeah, no, I'd love to see the under. That means Wainwright's pitching a gem out there. But no, I don't have a feel on that total. But if I was going to play it, I would have been leaning towards that under. You mix in the cold bats right now with St. Louis, plus the way that, like I said, the splits that Wainwright has against this Pirates lineup, and the way he's been pitching his latest form. I would have definitely leaned towards that under. So I can back that play.
That's good to hear.
7-0 Cardinals, huh? How about that?
There you go.
Hey, that'd be perfect. I don't think we'd complaining at all.
No.
Dot, what do you got?
I've been switching up before what I told you guys before the stream. I'm going to go back to the well from yesterday on this game. I'm just looking at a little bit more numbers, and the Blue Jays Orioles over 10.5 stands out to me. It's screaming at me, really. This Blue Jays lineup, they only scored 5 runs yesterday. I think they could have easily gotten to the 6 to 8 range there. And their implied team total today is like around 7.5. So their team total value has a lot of value to it if you want to go that route as well. But I like the Blue Jays to, hammer 8 to 9 runs this afternoon against Keegan Aiken. He actually gives up a lot more hits to lefties, but with Hernandez, Simeon, and Grichuk and Springer, and then you got Guerrero. These guys hit left-handed pitchers. Even better. So I still think these are great splits for the Blue Jays. And then on the opposite end, the Blue Jays bullpen is just horrendous. So if the Orioles, who can tag it sometimes, if they get to Ryu. I don't think Ryu is as strong as he has been in the past. He's definitely a lot more hit prone. And then with some StatCast, he's got a above 300 average against this current Orioles roster as well. So I can see both of them getting tattooed this afternoon and getting that over 10.5 cashing.
Yeah, I feel that. I also kind of lean the over here. I think Orioles got they found a little rhythm. I'm assuming that's going to carry over a little bit. In the first, the Blue Jays put up 9, and the Orioles ran away with 0, and the total was 10.5. It was so close to being hit, and it's a high total, right? Like a low total where it's like, you need both teams to score these 10.5 11s. In that second game, total runs up to 11, even though the first game went under. It runs up to 11. Pushes on that because the Orioles found a little rhythm. I think they're going to carry that rhythm over, but like you said, the Blue Jays are the better team. They're going to probably come out with a chip on their shoulder. They might pitch a little bit better, so the Orioles may not put up the same 6 runs, but you can expect at least 2 or 3 runs, and you can expect the Blue Jays to try and their first game performance in the series and go put up 9. And so if that's the case, then this 10.5 should hit as long as Orioles runs, Yep. So I lean over here too. No official play, but I do lean the over here.
Yeah, I think the Blue Jays are a pretty good parlay stack. You can kind of put them in a lot of your parlays today if you're thinking about doing any of them.
They bested a lot of parlays yesterday.
They messed up a shit ton yesterday, and I'm thinking I just don't see them losing this game whatsoever. You can even throw the -1 in there if you wanted to, but I think this is a pretty good staple to go off of. Them or the Mets.
Right. Yeah, I had the White Sox yesterday. White Sox busted my parlay, but it was for a tournament anyway, so it's not like I give out parlays for VIP or anything like that. I took this parlay personally because I was involved in the tournament, and if this parlay would have hit, I would have been in the final round of the tournament, but I got out in the semifinals. Brutal. I had the Rays, Marlins, and White Sox all in one parlay. Jackson knows what I'm talking about.
I feel you. I'm not a parlay guy, but I was in the same tournament, same semifinals, and I put in 3 parlays yesterday, and every single one of them burned. White Sox, Blue Jays, they did us all in.
Me and Jackson are consistent to the point where we've been getting 5th and 6th in every tournament that we've participated in. It's one or the other. It's like the only top 4 made, and we're just they're like on the cusp of it, and we're like we need to be in the top 4. But there's a lot of parlay people in the tournaments. They're good at their parlays and they know how to do parlays. Jackson and I are very straight bet, straight up kind of guys. So a little difficult to switch around and then go parlays and understand parlays and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it was an interesting tournament. Just kind of sucked because like I was watching the White Sox and the Blue Jays just like breaking and busting tickets left and right on Twitter, and I was just like, holy crap, you know. But yeah, hopefully that's not the case today, and I sure as hell hope that the Astros aren't a parlay buster today.
Right.
That's my big favorite that I think is going to hit. I also like the Mets, like you said, you're over team total over. I like them as well because I don't think the Phillies are scoring. But yeah, I mean it's an interesting slate. I see a lot of good games, so I'm excited to see what happens. Um, but yeah, for any viewers that are watching in, do y'all have any last minute questions or any concerns you want to voice or any personal plays that you're taking that you want us to talk about? Let's see if
Yeah.
we get any responses. It doesn't seem like it. Okay, guys, thanks for watching and thanks for tuning in. And hopefully you have watched this video in its entirety, and hopefully you'll profit. Or hopefully we're able to help you profit a ton. Hopefully you've been keeping with us as well. And best of luck to you. Once again, thanks for tuning in and follow each of us because today is a big slate.
Big slate.
And so we're going to be trying to get out plays left and right throughout the day. So go ahead and give us all a follow on Twitter. That way you don't miss out on any other free plays coming out from us. That being said, best of luck and thanks for watching.